Hello and welcome to the warm-up zone on a Monday. Yes, I'm being real weird today, doing a video on a Monday. It's a Monday. Got nothing going on. That's not true. I got lots of things going on. But I just wanted to do a little bit of a recap on what happened on Sunday in the NFL. There's also some NBA that happened. But I wanted to do a recap so that we didn't have to do a recap on Saturday because that kind of tends to take up 10 to 15 minutes of our show. And the NFL is, I would say, in full swing, but it's not baseball. So I'm just going to do a quick recap. That's all I'm going to do. So there's a few things that happened. Kind of ended the show on Saturday talking about how the breaking news was that Cam Newton tested positive for COVID. So they postponed the game, and so now we have a double header tonight on Monday Night Football. We got Patriots and Chiefs, Falcons and Panthers. Cam Newton is still not playing, which is unfortunate because I put money on the Patriots to at least, close the gap, make it at least a 3-point game. Right now, Kansas City is favored by 10.5. So Cam Newton was worth 3.5 points for the Patriots, which is not shocking whatsoever. So unfortunately, I have already accepted that I'm going to lose my money, and the Chiefs are going to blow them out. The Falcons and Packers, I think that'll be a good shootout game because the Falcons can score points. They just can't score points in the last 8 minutes of a football game. And the Packers are looking really good. They're also favored by 6, so it's not really supposed to be that close. Let's see. I think the shocker that happened to everyone, because the Cowboys were favored by 4.5, was the Browns. Completely dominated and took out the Cowboys 49-38. They just completely obliterated them. I would say the only bright spot for the Cowboys right now is that their offense is really clicking. They've scored a lot of points every single week. Dak Prescott was 41 for 58, 502 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Dak Prescott is kind of making a case to be a Kroger brand of the MVP this year because he's playing phenomenal, but they just can't win. It's just not winning is not happening. The Browns ran all over the Cowboys. The defense is non-existent. And Odell Beckham Jr. is like his coming out party for being a Brown after a year and a half. Scored 3 touchdowns. It was pretty crazy. Let's see. The New York Giants played the Rams. That was a complete and total snoozer. The Rams only scored 17, and the Giants scored 9. It's a little disappointing for me since I really like the Rams. I think they're going to do well this year. And they only scored 17 points on the Giants, which is it's just not great, man. Not great. But Cooper Kupp is doing really well this year. I always tend to draft fantasy players like a year too early. When Cooper Kupp was a rookie, I was like, oh, this guy's going to be great. Fantasy points as a rookie isn't usually as good as I want them to be, but that's how it is. The Jaguars played the Bengals. Bengals got their first win. Joe Burrow got his first win. It's awesome. Go Joe Burrow. Gardner Minshew still plays really well, but he plays for the Jaguars, so can't really expect much out of them. That's a tale of 2 bad teams. The Saints and the Lions played, and the Saints really were dominating most of that game. The Lions made it look a little better than it was by scoring 8 points in the fourth quarter. The Saints somehow didn't score any points in the fourth quarter, which is just disappointing. Seahawks crushed the Dolphins again. No Fitzmagic. Russell Wilson still is looking like the front runner for the MVP. He's 24 for 34, 360 yards with 2 touchdowns. I believe he had a pick in that game, so he wasn't perfect, but he's still looking like the MVP. Talking about an MVP performance, the Chargers played the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers were getting dominated at halftime, 14-24, but it didn't even feel that close till the last few minutes. Right before half. The Buccaneers, Tom Brady came out and just lit them up in the rest of the game. He was 30 for 46, 369 yards, and 5 touchdowns. That guy does not look old to me. It's like watching LeBron play. Tom Brady just does not look old. He just continues to dominate everyone. And a bright spot for the Chargers is their rookie quarterback looks really good. But they just won't say that they're going to start him yet. They keep saying that Tyrod Taylor's going to be the quarterback. And so I just kind of feel bad for Tyrod Taylor. I think this is going to be another like throwaway year for him, and he'll have to end up playing somewhere else or being the backup for the Chargers, which wouldn't be that fun. I think he's a starter, not a great starter, but a starter. I could see him going to the Bears if Nick Foles acts like a starting quarterback. When Nick Foles is a starting quarterback, he doesn't seem to do very well. When he's off the bench, he's Thanos. It's so weird. It's like no expectations on Nick Foles, and he does well. Just seems to be his MO. Let's see. Ravens and Washington played. Nobody watched that because we all knew it was going to happen. Ravens won 31-17. Cardinals played the Panthers. And the Panthers beat the Cardinals, which is, surprising. I guess the Cardinals, I was probably a year ahead on them. They'll probably finish up 8-8, and so will the Panthers. So my whole thinking that the Cardinals division, that every single one of them is going to make it to the playoffs, is probably not going to happen. Vikings and Texans. I can't remember what I said, but I'm pretty sure I picked the Vikings to win that game. But honestly, I don't remember, so I won't take credit for that. Texans, I just feel bad for Deshaun Watson. That's another MVP thing to me. Even though they're 0-4, so he can't really be a runner for the MVP, which is completely understandable. Colts and the Bears. I picked the Bears to win that game. And they found a way to botch that, of course. They lost to the Colts 19-11. It was really funny. If you get a chance, you should go check out the video of Philip Rivers at the line right before he calls the timeout. He's talking trash to the Bears players. He went around you, man. It's really funny. Let's see. The Bills and the Raiders. Bills look really good. Every game they've looked really good. Even last week when they barely won, they looked really good for most of it. The Eagles played the 49ers. I watched most of that game. The Eagles won. I know it says 25-20. It's kind of a weird game. The Eagles were losing. I think it was 11-8. It was something really strange. It was 14-8. That's what it was. And they scored a field goal, got a pick six, and then scored on their next drive. Carson Wentz is working with nothing. I know people are ready to just throw him to the curb, but he is doing really well. 49ers need Jimmy Garoppolo and their running backs to come back. And again, if you missed it, the Titans and Steelers got postponed. I don't know which week, but we'll find out at some point. I think, and then on the NBA, the Miami Heat, or let's be real, Jimmy Butler beat the Lakers. Jimmy Butler had a 40-point triple-double. He's the first Heat player to do that in the finals since LeBron and Dwayne Wade. They won 115-104. Anthony Davis only took 9 shots. He was 6 for 9 and was 0 for 1 in the fourth quarter. It's kind of weird to me that Anthony Davis I bet Adam Silver called him up and said, hey guys, so we're not getting anybody to watch these games. It needs to be more interesting. Let Miami take the next game, please. Let Jimmy Butler play well. And we'll let you win the next one. At least that's how it feels, because before this game it felt like a sweep. But LeBron James did not play well. I think he had the most turnovers in the game. I think there's the most turnovers in finals, something like that. Finals history, I don't remember, by a single player. But they fell in love with the three-pointer. They were just jacking up threes all over the place. I'm pretty sure Markieff Morris shot more threes than Anthony Davis shot the ball. I think he had 11 threes. It's a little surprising to me that the Lakers are shooting so many threes. It's never been their strong point all year. Their strong point has been play defense, get in transition, go dunk the ball, get some easy points, or find somebody wide open out on the three-point line. But they're not. Let's run around and jack up threes. So it's a little weird to me that they continued to do that. But yeah, I still don't see them winning more games. Um, if it's gonna go 6, Miami's gonna win the next one. I don't see that happening. So I think Lakers and Heat will play tomorrow night around 7 p.m. Mountain Time. I got the Lakers. I think they're favored by 7, if I remember correctly. Not much postseason news in the MLB. It starts tonight. We'll see what happens. Um, really still hoping for Yankees and Dodgers, so it can be interesting. That would be really nice. Yeah, that's about it. So I hope you all have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you around. Enjoy your sports, watching baseball. Enjoy.